Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jelly from Last War here with another video for you guys today. And I just want to say before I start anything, again, thank you guys all so much for your support. And with that being said, I do have some good and exciting news for you guys about the future of what's going to be happening here. First things first, I know a couple of people have wanted different videos, such as Desert Storm Tactics. I'm going to do one based on Winter Storm. I'm going to do one based on how to do this and how to do that. So there's plenty of videos in the works. I just work a full-time job on top of being, a leader in the alliance, so I spend a lot of time focusing on other stuff, so I do this in my free time. But the main thing that I'm really excited to announce is that a lot of people, especially in the beginnings of this channel, wanted me to start a new character with a minimal spending budget, or maybe just a new character for everybody to see kind of how it goes. And I wanted to share that I do plan on actually doing that. On January 1st, 2026, I do plan on starting a second character that you guys can watch me grow from the very, very start, in the very beginning. I haven't decided whether it's going to be completely free to play or if I'm going to spend a little bit of money on it or not. One thing I do know for a fact is I'm not abandoning this current server, and nor will I be an R5 or even R4 in the other server. I'm just going to be a player that's there to have fun. So for anybody that may be interested, you're more than welcome to join me on my new server. I haven't figured out obviously what number it's going to be yet, but when that time does come, I will definitely make an announcement, or I'll make a YouTube video the day prior. Now, with that being said, let's move on to actually what this video is about. Now, just like the last video I uploaded, this is going to be 10 more tips or tricks and little things that maybe you didn't know about this game or how to do certain things. Now, a lot of the stuff that I find, or a lot of the stuff that I make notes on, is actually what people ask me consistently, or things that they don't know yet. Even though we're X amount of days into the game, they may not understand, or you may not understand, how to do these things efficiently. First one being how to find out of server secret tasks. This is actually a pretty hot topic, and I'm sure most of you guys follow by the same type of rules that our server does. You're not allowed to plunder your own server secret tasks. You're not allowed to plunder their own trucks. So trucks make it really, really easy, because if you go over here and you click on this, you'll see the filter out trucks from your Warzone. But if you'll notice, secret tasks don't have that, because you can only plunder them when they're on a certain server or when you're on a certain server. And a lot of times people are asking me, well, how do I get there? How do I get there? This is probably the most efficient way, or the best way that I know of at least, where you go here, you click on, I don't know, any truck. So this is server 1794's truck. I'll click plunder. It'll take me to the server, but instead of actually plundering the truck, I just click off, and now I'm in server 1794, and I can search around for whatever secret tasks I want. Like right here, I just found one. This is server 1794, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. Right here, I'm in server 1794. I'm on computer, so it's a bit simpler for me to see where the secret tasks are. But as you'll see, they'll be highlighted in gold, purple, or blue. Obviously, you want to search for gold, just like I just found here. You'll come down here, you click the present, you click plunder, and you go on about your day. Now, if you want to help out your alliance mates, you're more than welcome to share that, just like I will here. I'll go back to this one that I already plundered, and I'll share that as well. Now, the whole point of sharing and finding out of server secret tasks is because it allows you to not plunder your own server, and also allow people in your alliance to not plunder their own server as well, because that tends to be a hot topic, and that tends to lead like a civil war, or people getting fired, or whatever the case may be. I say fired because I'm laughing, because it's kind of like you have to treat this game like a real life job. But the fact of the matter is people legitimately get kicked out of their alliance. People will get burned, they'll get ashed, they'll get all of this stuff, and a lot of it's over such simple things. I'm personally not a huge stickler for this, and I think that I don't think that we should be fighting each other over secret tasks or even trucks, in my opinion. But I do abide by what people want, and this is as simple as it gets. This is how you do it. And I know somebody wanted me to share this, so if you click on my profile, you go down here, you'll see, if you're reading, I don't care about your secret tasks, because this is how much I think it's so overblown. I think it's so taken out of proportion, and it's just not okay. Sorry, while I'm here, I'm gonna find some more secret tasks to send out to my folks. That way they don't have to do any extra work. So now the secret tasks are pretty much explained, I'm going to explain something else that I often see people asking questions on. And I think that this is more of a blanket thing, because a lot of people seem to have a misunderstanding about what the train is and how it works. Now, this is not the one that we got to reset. This is something that one of my alliance mates bought. El Jefe Chico, thank you so much. Appreciate you. If you click on the train, you'll see that there is 4 different carriages that you can choose from. I'm currently in the 3rd one down. However, the 4th one down is the best. The first one up is always the 2nd best. And then these 2 right here in the middle are always going to be 3rd or 4th. Now, granted, there are some really, really good cases where you can get like 5 or 6 shards here, and it's phenomenal, but it's always going to be the first or the last cart. Now, people ask, well, yeah, I joined a cart. So if, for example, they're not on the train, they say, oh, this one looks really good, I'm going to go here. So they'll go down here and they won't get on train. Now, the thing is that this is completely at random. However many tickets you donate does not matter. If you're there first, does not matter. If you're there last, does not matter. None of that matters. It is completely by chance and completely by luck. So, something that my wife taught me, and yes, I say my wife because she actually played this game much before I did. She's the one that got me invested in it. And so my wife actually taught me when I was first starting out that what she does is she goes to the cart with the least amount of people. So for example, cart number 3 is at 4 out of 5. If this were 18 minutes left, I would join that one because you have a pretty much 100% chance. 5 people are going to get in, only 5 people want to be in that cart. You have a 100% chance of getting into that cart. While I'm here editing, I just kind of wanted to say something. I mentioned that this is how it is for the train, but I didn't even bring up the fact that this is not how train used to be. It used to be only one person per cart. Like, it was awful. Only 4 people would be able to get on the train every day, plus the conductor. VIP didn't even exist at this point. The train used to be so awful. So everybody, even if you don't get on train as often as you should be very, very thankful that they finally overhauled the system. That's all I have to say. But if, for example, I'm going to this last one, and this is 11 out of 5, I have less than a 50% chance to actually get selected for this cart. So the lower amount of people in a cart, or the lower amount of people going for a cart, the better odds that you have of actually getting into that cart. Now, as I said, it is completely up to you, your choice. I will personally always try to go for the really nice carts. I think the more the merrier. If I get on one train every week, that's completely fine with me. I don't need that extra loot that everybody else wants, and I want everybody else to have the same opportunities. So if I feel like if I go to this final one, more people have better odds of getting in the first 3 carts. But regardless, it is your choice. Do you want a guaranteed at a train cart, or do you want a chance, whether it be a 20% chance or a 10% chance? Do you want a chance at the really good carts, or do you want a guarantee at the somewhat okay carts? That's pretty much how that works. Now, I also want to point out while I'm on train, if you are invited as a guardian defender, or you are the train conductor, if you click on this little tiny arrow up here way at the top, you'll see it. This is how you can adjust your defensive formations. Now, the reason this is important is because a lot of players may not realize that they have to adjust their defensive formations. So this will be like Mason, and it'll have Monica, and it'll be like the lowest of low heroes. But their strong heroes are not even there because it hasn't been updated in so many days or so many months even. This is the way that you can update your defenses while you're there, whether you be a guardian defender like my boy Honda is, or if you're just the conductor before VIP becomes available. Now, moving on to kind of a unique one that pretty much anybody that is a veteran of this game already knows, or somebody that's even played it for just 2 or 3 months has kind of caught on to, is that you earn stamina pretty much for free, and you want to spend your daily stamina. I'm guilty of it. I haven't done it yet, but I did just wake up. You want to spend your daily stamina regardless. You want to get this every 4 hours when you can, and just use that. If you have stamina, you want to use it. Do Doom rallies, elite, Doom elites, rallies, Doom walkers, whatever you need to do to get rid of stamina, at least make sure that you're using your stamina daily, because it is free and it's just more rewards. I know it's little rewards, but it does actually add up in the grand scheme of things. But regardless, my whole point of stamina is to show that you will get a ton of stamina over time, whether it's just from doing nothing or grabbing this or grabbing that daily pack or plundering tasks. You gain stamina doing random things, and it comes in the form of this. You'll see it comes in these little like lightning bolts, and I have 115 50 stacks and I have 33 10 stacks. Now, I got the 50 stacks because I bought this survivor Taylor, and she gives out these deluxe adventurer chests that gives me 50 stamina if I roll it out of the chest, and I get 25 of those a day. So I have a random chance of getting that. So I've been able to stack that. Now, the whole point of me talking about stamina to begin with is because I have 6,000 stamina, and that's a lot of stamina, but it does go pretty quickly. You may ask, why do I have so much stamina? Well, there's this wonderful event called Zombie Invasion. It just started on my server yesterday, and I actually plan on running through this later and spending all of my stamina. This is the single best use of stamina. This is the single best event in the game. This is going to help you change your game completely around if you can learn to save your stamina specifically for this event. The more that you're killing in here, the more rallies that you're doing, the more, we call them goldies, the more goldies that you're killing, the better rewards you're going to get. If I were to rally and I found this boss, So I was out killing zombies and this guy spawned. I would get 380 of these little courage medals. On top of that, I would also get 3.2 thousand battle data. If I found it, I get the 20 stamina back that I have to use to kill it. And look at these resources that you get. If I were to be the person, like Lily Bridge found this, if Lily was around killing these, she found this and she said, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a rally on this because I want the rewards from it. It's essentially free because they spent no stamina. Well, they did spend 20 stamina, but they're getting their 20 stamina back. They're getting 2 million gold, practically 2 million bread, 5 million hero XP, 3,000 battle data, and 380 courage medal. That is a lot of rewards just from doing a rally. And the courage medals you can turn around and redeem in these little trade store in the zombie invasion tab. If you click on that, you'll see there's a bunch of rewards here that you can get. If you can, buy out the entire store every time you're in here. Buy out the entire store if you can, or if you have the patience to do that. As I said, this is the single best event that you can come up with. Just save all your stamina for this, and also save some for Warzone Duel and Buster Day as well. Don't spend all of it on this, but spend like 85% of it on this. Another beautiful thing I'm going to touch on because I'm right here and it's actually going on currently in my server is that there is this wonderful thing called Bullseye Loot and Ammo Bonanza. Now, if you're completely free to play or very, very low spending, chances are you're probably not going to buy this ammo week in and week out, or, you know, every time that this event comes out. So what a lot of people do, I don't do this and I'm guilty of this and I probably should be doing it, is they'll save this ammo. They'll get this, they'll keep it in their inventory, and they just will not spend it. Because these wonderful gear blueprints down here at the end, the MR gear blueprints, these are incredibly, incredibly hard to come by. You cannot get these pretty much for free unless you're doing it this way, or one other way, which we won't really touch on in this video, but eventually we will. You want to save this because after you hit the reward 100 times, you'll get 10 of these gear blueprints. Now, as I said, this is one of the very, very few ways without spending money that you can get this. So if you save all of your ammo that you get from the ammo bonanza every 3 weeks, I think it's on a rotation, or every 4 weeks, if you save that after a long time, I'm talking months down the road, and you spend it all, you'll be able to actually get this completely for free. Don't want to spend it in one event. You want to save it all for the main course way later on. You'll go through this event 5 or 6 times, and at the end of that, then maybe you'll have enough ammo to go ahead and confirm that amount. If you really wanted to be 100% positive, you would want to wait till you had 1,200 ammo, but that's saying that to get 100 times, it's going to take all 12 things off the board. Personally, if I were you, I'd wait till you have about 700 ammo to go ahead and do this. 700 ammo should be enough to get you the full gear blueprints, and then you should be okay. Now, I briefly talked about the wanted boss in my last video. Now, the wanted boss is quite simple. It's just a zombie that every day, every set, except for 1 day a week, you get to go kill this boss and you get rewards from it. The rewards are really decent, and you get it no matter how much damage you're doing. You also get rewards for specific amounts of damage that you do to the code boss, or if you do this or if you do that. Now, I'm going to explain something the best way possible that I can. When you're doing this code boss, there is a proper way to do it. The proper way to do it is obviously find out what this one is. So code 87 will appear at the following server time. And then right here, highlighted in red, tank heroes deal 50% extra damage on the wanted boss. That means tank heroes are better. So what I'll do is I'll go to my tank squad. So my squad 2 is my tank squad. I'll say, oh, okay, these are all tank. This is great. One thing that's incredibly important is that your defenders here do not do as much damage as attackers. We know this. So what I'll do is if it's for tanks, I'll take out Murphy. You know why? Because I'll come down here, I'll find Mason, and I'll throw Mason in there instead. Now, I will keep Williams. And now the reason for Mason in particular is because he has a great buff. I'm going to go over and show you guys right here. If you look at his passive ability, it says boost back row tank heroes damage versus monsters in battle by 15%. That means if you put Mason in your front row, everybody that's in the back row is going to get a 15% damage increase. And that's going to help your score tremendously when it comes to fighting the code boss. Now, if you're like me and your main squad is all air heroes, what you'll probably want to do is you'll probably want to take all the guns and chips off them and move it down to your second squad, which is what I'm going to do as soon as this video is done. But this is essentially kind of the matchup that you want. I can't remember for the life of me. I think it's that you want to keep Williams up front. Monica doesn't help anything, and I think it's that you want to keep Williams up front. Yeah, as you can see here, Williams for me is at 53.6 thousand attack, and Monica's only at 39.2. So even with her skills, even with her skill, which is boost this damage, I get 12.5%. It's just not worth it compared to Williams. So this is pretty much your ideal matchup or your ideal lineup if you want. One more quick editor's note while I'm here, and I caught one more thing that I messed up on when talking about the wanted boss formations. I said that you want to keep Williams up front. That is just so not true. What you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to replace him with another attacker of a different type, whether that be Schuler, DVA, Morrison, pretty much any other attacker that's also of legendary status. I know that the tank buff is phenomenal, but just go for all attackers and along with Mason in the front row, and then keep your 3 of that type in the back row. Regardless of what level you are, whenever you're doing this, whether it's day 5 of the server or day 500 of the server, Mason being in the front is going to help you so much, getting just even bigger buffs, bigger increases on this. Now I'm going to kind of speed through this one because I think it's kind of known, but you can upgrade your survivors. Now, survivors are what you get from rolling for them or buying them or whatever the case may be, but you can always upgrade your survivors. Now, you'll notice that I have certain ones that have these little arrows, meaning I could upgrade them, but I'm not. The reason for that is because some of them are just not as good as others. For example, scientists are phenomenal to upgrade because if I were to able to get her upgraded, 12 minutes of free speed up time for tech plus the research speed is going up. That's great. Do I really care about this farmer that's going to give me an extra 2% increase of food output? Not really. I don't think it's worth it, especially considering that you may seem like you have a lot of these, but as you level up, these little survivor tokens down here, these go quick. They go really, really, really quick. So you kind of want to save those for ones that are necessary. Now, when it comes to SSR, I typically try to tell my people not to upgrade them, but the ones that I will upgrade personally is I will always upgrade lawyers because I find that the help time is phenomenal and they're going to be there for a while unless I have all gold. I also like to upgrade my builders just because I'm a sucker for that. But the best ones of all of them are probably going to be your scientists. As you can see here, I have a 2-star scientist. I have a 1.25 star scientist. Upgrade my officers just because I like being able to have more units. Drill grounds, I think that they're pretty important. So the main ones I would tell you about would probably be officer, scientists, lawyers, builders, and you know what? I would say the nurses. The nurses are pretty important too, because the more troops that you can have in your hospitals, it's going to help you out pretty tremendously. So I would say those are the main ones that you're going to want to upgrade. But as I said, only upgrade it if you need. Now, another neat little thing is that this is actually kind of what got a lot of people into this game is the little like where you're swiping side to side to kill zombies. And after they learn what the game is, they think that that's pretty much it. After you unlock your base, it seems like that's pretty much it. But there is Frontline Breakthrough, and this is kind of what the entire game is based on. Now, the Frontline Breakthrough, what it is essentially is these levels that you go through, just like I'll do an example. Swipe side to side, you'll try to get through it. Oh, I hate doing this on computer. Oh, this is awful. You'll try to go through this. Oh my. I failed miserably. But you'll try to go through this, you'll beat this, and what happens at the end is that you come back after beating it, you'll come back and you'll have troops available to you, your highest level troop. So if you save 500 troops on the Frontline Breakthrough, you might get like 70 troops. And if you click on it afterwards, it'll send the troops to your barracks. It's a free and quick way to get troops, especially if you are desperately trying to find any sort of troops. Now, I haven't really done mine because I would rather not. I don't really care for this portion of it. But if for some reason you want troops right then and there, that is probably the quickest way to get troops without using speed ups or resources. It's just a neat little thing I figured I'd share with you guys. Okay, next thing. This pretty much opens up really quickly. It may look a little bit different than what mine does, but this arena right here is not something that you should sleep on. Every arena gives different rewards or different things that you can earn. For example, right now I have the 3v3 brawl. This is my least favorite one. One little thing that you can do is if you thumbs up anybody, you get 30 diamonds, and you can do it 3 times. It's 100 diamonds just by clicking that button 3 times. Doesn't matter who it is, if it's your own server or not your own server, it's 30 diamonds. And I'll also do that over here in my Storm Arena because, again, I'll take 100 diamonds whenever I can. But regardless, in this 3v3 mode, I'll match up against a random opponent that the game chooses for me. They'll send me to the arena where I'll do this, I'll click on this, and I'll shuffle this because I'm trying to win all of these battles. Now, I lost the last one, but I won the overall battle because I took 2 of 3. That's all you need to do for 3v3 arena. But you'll notice that your arena may not look the same. It may just be one squad, which is what the Storm Arena is. It's your top squad. I personally prefer the 1v1, the one squad at a time. That's how I prefer it. But the rewards that you get, regardless of whether it's 3v3 or not, are fantastic. This is so worth your time day in and day out to do your arena fights. Make sure that you're capitalizing on as many points as you can possibly, because these rewards are fantastic. If you were to place first, which is probably not going to happen because I'm fairly certain that 99% of the people that are watching this are not whales, you'll get this base skin for 30 days. It's called the Apocalypse Cannon. It's badass. This decoration chest, you'll get 4 of them. You'll get this beautiful little, like, I don't even know, it's a base effect, I would say. 3,000 Valor badges, 60,000 honor points, and 15,000 diamonds just from finishing first place. That goes all the way down. If you finish, you know, top 100, there you go. That's 20,000 honor points for you. That's 800 Valor badges, 2 purple decoration chests. If you finish top 70, the rewards are so fantastic for arena. Please do not sleep on arena. And also, if you place high enough in your arena, you're going to earn some rewards for your alliance. So for example, this Major's Gift, players ranked 4 through 10 in 3v3 Brawl will reward all allies with Major's Gift. So that means your entire alliance will earn all of these rewards if you can finish in top 10. Right now, I have still 24 attacks and I'll use them later, but I know for a fact I can get into the top 10 and I already have an alliance mate that's in the top 10. That means the 2 of us will be able to combine together to get our alliance 2 different variations of top 10 rewards. Oh boy, there's a test flight failure. These are the absolute best digs. This is the first time I think I've been able to find it on video, or that one's dropped while I've been making a video. These are my favorite digs, and these are the only ones I really go to. I try to let everybody else in the alliance get all the other rewards because they need it more than I do, or, you know, I just don't necessarily see the point in me gaining it when somebody else could. But when it comes to these ones, I will fight tooth and nail because I need the drone parts desperately. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Got it. Let's go. I didn't need to be quick, but typically these go fast. Awesome. Congrats, AB, on your double. Anyway, back to the video. The next point I'm going to go on is Warzone Duel. Now, I'm not going to really kind of do a whole video on this because I will in the future do a whole video on Warzone Duel. But something to piggyback off of what we were talking about earlier with the whole, like, secret tasks thing is that, like, we're currently matched up against server 1793. Now, one way that you can earn points every day is successfully plunder 1 hostile Warzone truck. That means that you're only going to want to plunder 1793 trucks. Now, I know my example earlier was 1794, but that's just for the YouTube video. So instead of looking for just any truck, you're going to want to try to find one that's specifically from server 1793. I'm going to go through, I'm going to try to find one from 1793, and I'm going to pass up on all the really, really good trucks, unfortunately. But right here, I found a truck from 1793. And then once I'm here, I'll see I don't actually have to click battle on that truck. And what I'll do is I'll click on whatever trucks I see that are gold or whatever, and then I'll find typically the best trucks are around the capital. So you'll go over to the capital and you'll find a good truck that you think worthy of hitting. Now, when it comes to hitting trucks, purple and gold are pretty much the standard. You're going to want to find one of the 2. Yeah, if you hang around the capital or close to the capital, this is where you'll find the best trucks available for plundering. And it is important that you get everybody in your server to hit only your opponent's trucks, because those points do add up. In fact, if you look at our Warzone Duel, it's such a close fight right now. It's 5.125 to 5.02. It's such a close fight that the trucks will actually make a difference. And if you can get everybody in your server on the same page, it's just going to help ease any tensions in the future or cause any issues that would typically arise from that to go away. So yeah, that's a quick little tidbit about how to plunder trucks and how to plunder stuff from your opponent's server. Okay, and final thing. This is quick. This is cute. This is, you know, for everybody possible. This is a best way that you can prepare yourself for future events, or not events, but things that are for sure coming every week. You'll notice in your base that there's this little spire here with a book. And if you click on this, this shows you pretty much the entire timeline of what you can expect in your server, what days it's going to come, how fast it's going to happen. So for example, day 1, Kimberly and Murphy unlock along with a secret mobile squad. Number 2, muster for battle, dismantle the Doom Legion's defenses. Number 3, arms race. Also the Doomsday Leader. Our Marshall or Alliance MG, Marshall's Guard. Like, it literally walks you through everything that's to come in your alliance or your server. And these are all things that you should be prepared for, or you should be looking out into the future outlook. For example, I'm at day 105, which means that we're in between 99 and 120. That means very quickly I have to be prepared and get all of my alliance prepared for season 1, because that's going to be here right around the corner. That's also not the only way. There's this other little thing. If you click on events and you come all the way over here to calendar, you'll see what's going to drop. Now, this is all pretty much money related, money spending, but this tells you what you're going to be expecting that week, whether it's going to be glittering market or whether it's going to be ammo bonanza, or if there's going to be a drone training pass, or this upcoming week, special training pass starting on Monday the 8th. We'll have a special training pass along with the energy loot quest. It's not huge, but it's a nice little thing to help people get ahead of what's going to be coming. And if they plan on spending money, maybe you should hold on 4 or 5 days because there's a new event coming out. Now, that's pretty much everything I have to say about all these little tips and tricks today. I know that at some points I may have just sounded like a blubbering seal, but I wanted you guys to know that these are other little things that people have asked me about, and I can go ahead and show you how I plan things. It may be a little bit unconventional to others, and I'm sure there's definitely other ways to get to other servers, but that's just the best way I've always found it, and the most efficient way. It takes 5 seconds to go on there, find a truck, especially if you have the filter on. It takes you to another server anyway, so you might as well look for secret tasks while you're there. But again, thank you all so much for your support. Leave your comments down below if you guys would be interested in actually joining me in that set new server come January 1st, or leave a comment below if you thought of something else that I may have left out. Also, don't be afraid to leave your video ideas below, because I do take everything that everybody says and I put it down as a video idea. I make videos in my free time, as I said. So thank you all again so much for your support. Jelly out.